Welcome back, Panda fam. This is your boy, Tambourine Panda, coming to you live from Tambourine Panda Gaming with a nice, juicy video today. Today we're going to talk about some of the casting decisions that they have done for the CBS series of The Stand. And as you all may know, I'm a huge Stephen King fan myself. I've done a couple videos on the Dr. Sleep trailers and an It 2 review as well. And I'm very excited to hear that Skarsgard's brother, Alexander, has been cast as Randall Flagg in the upcoming CBS series, which has started shooting or principal photography in Vancouver, it would appear. And according to this article here that I'm reading on Variety, it says that he will join a cast of James Marsden, which you guys may remember him from... Gosh, what is it? Deadwood, I think, is the series. Amber Heard, which she is. I mean, y'all may know her for some very not great news, and with her and Johnny Depp at the moment. Whoopi Goldberg, who will be playing Mother Abigail. And then Skarsgard, who will be playing Randall Flagg, who is the walking dude. So yeah, this article just goes into detail about the cast, which is very, very exciting for me. What this basically makes me ask, or the question that this raises for me, is Randall Flagg is a well-known antagonist in King's novels. He's Randall Flagg. He's the walking dude. He's Walter O'Dim. He's the Man in Black. He's essentially a shapeshifter, right? So my question with this is, because they have an Amazon series in the works for the Dark Tower, and to my understanding, it's based off of the fourth book, which is all about Roland's childhood, and John Farson, the Good Man, which is heavily speculated to be the Man in Black or Walter O'Dim. So my question then is, will they reprise, or will they ask Skarsgard to reprise his role and play as Walter O'Dim, John Farson, the Man in Black in the Amazon series as well too? Very intriguing, because as many of you may know, dedicated hardcore Stephen King fans will know that Walter O'Dim, or the Man in Black, is a shapeshifter. It's heavily speculated that him and Martin, Roland's father's court wizard, are actually one and the same person. And as you may know or may not know, he is the head lieutenant or right-hand man for the Crimson King. Now, I've been doing videos explaining how I think all of this stuff ties in movie-wise to a greater Stephen King universe. And the fact that they're doing a Dark Tower series and entering the Dark Tower universe with our protagonist, the gunslinger, at such a young age is, in my opinion, probably the smartest move they could make. Not only does it introduce us to the world of the gunslinger and the Dark Tower universe, but it also builds a background for our protagonist throughout whatever webs or lines they decide to weave through the rest of these movies. So as you may all know, we've got Dr. Sleep coming out in November the 8th, which is supposed to be the direct sequel to The Shining. We just had It 2 come out, and there have been some murmurs that Bill Skarsgard and whoever, they didn't name names in the article that I listed, or that I was reading the other day, but that Skarsgard and whoever from the It franchise have been talking about a possible third movie. Now that would be interesting, because the two movies covered everything that happens in the entire book. So what would happen if they went to a third movie? Would it be a prequel movie about how it came to be? And if they decided to do that kind of a movie, wouldn't you think it would tie in pretty heavily with Dark Tower undertones, considering that the beast It is from the Macroverse, which is essentially where the Crimson King comes from? I don't know. Speculation abound here, folks, but this, again, is a very short video to kind of highlight the fact that Skarsgard, Alexander, Bill's brother, will be playing The Stand. He'll be playing Randall Flagg in The Stand. And for those of you who aren't aware of what The Stand is or what it's about, it's basically a post-apocalyptic book where a plague hits all of the world and essentially kills 99% of the population. And the survivors very, very primal struggle, the very primal good and evil struggle that's out there. You've got Mother Abigail, who's being played by Whoopi Goldberg, sending images and messages to the survivors about good things and positivity. And meanwhile, Randall Flagg is sending messages and images and things to the survivors of destruction and death and evil and all of these things. I like the casting of Skarsgard. I think on the outside, he will play a very good Randall Flagg. He's very charming. He's very charismatic. He's a good-looking dude. And that all lends to the character of Flagg. He's an overly charismatic dude that just gets people to do things that they don't. I mean, yes, he's a magician too, and he casts spells and puts what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he hoodwinks people almost. He casts spells, and he's charismatic, and he's charming, and he gets people to do what he wants them to do. And I think at the outset, Skarsgård will be a very, very good Randall Flagg. Now, the personality traits, I mean, the only thing you can really draw from is apparently Skarsgård played a character opposite of Nicole Kidman, who is very abusive and very manipulative, and I can't remember what the character's name is because I don't watch the show and I don't follow it. But if that performance is to be believed or followed, I think he can tap into that, maybe use that as inspiration for this Flagg character, because Flagg's manipulative, Flagg's cruel. He does anything and everything to assist the Crimson King and stop Roland in his quest for the Dark Tower. He plays with Roland. He plays with people. He plays cruel games with people's minds, and that's, I think we'll have to see. It's going to be a series that appears on CBS, much like The Dark Tower is going to be a series on Amazon. But I really think that these series, going into these series with these books, almost like Castle Rock. They're doing a second season of Castle Rock, which is supposed to be based off of the book Misery. And there just seems to be a general renaissance, like I was reading in the article in my video that I posted the other week in the It review. There's just a general renaissance for Stephen King movies and Stephen King material in general. Now, these are renaissance and surges in popularity that we've seen in the past with his movies, but I really think, really think that these titles and these properties are in the right. We're at the right place at the right time right now for Stephen King and anybody to smack that iron and smash it while it's hot, man. And let's see if we can tie these things together, man. Let's see if we can create a Stephen King extended universe. I'm gonna keep harping on this. I'm gonna keep making videos about it, because the more stuff I see like this, where they're remaking things that have direct ties to the Dark Tower. Eyes of the Dragon, anybody? I'm wondering if they're going to cast him as Randall Flagg in Eyes of the Dragon, because Randall Flagg is the direct antagonist in both this book and in that book, and actually takes place in Roland's world of Midworld or whatever. So, very exciting time to be a Stephen King fan. If you guys want to check out some more stuff, please drop a like and subscribe. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be doing a lot more Stephen King stuff as Dr. Sleep comes out and as more news comes out about these other projects like The Dark Tower or The Stand or the other movies that they're making. And if I hear anything else about the possibility of a third It movie, I'll certainly keep that coming to you guys as well too. But again, thanks so much for coming out and watching the video. Very short one today about this casting of Skarsgård as Randall Flagg in the CBS series The Stand, and how exciting that could be for a potential Stephen King extended universe. Now, the other real quick thing I want to point out here is they don't need to use Skarsgård as Randall Flagg in all of these iterations because Randall Flagg's a shapeshifter. So you don't need to use the same actor for continuity, which is great. I'll leave you with that note. Thank you so much, Panda Fam, for coming out and watching the video. Again, drop a like and subscribe if you liked it, and stay tuned for more Stephen King and other series coming soon.